I am so busy. I've got 4 children. I've got 2 businesses. I don't have time personally to custom curate loads of video content. My main platform right now is Facebook personal profile. In the last 28 days, my engagement has gone up 4,734%. And all of that is just from doing what I am sharing with you today. My name's Cordelia Kate. Today, I've got a strategy for you that I think you are going to love, especially if you are someone who is doing video content, or you're creating lives, or you're just putting together any kind of videos. And if you're not, and the reason that you're not is because you can't think of what videos to put together, or you feel stuck in terms of, what to talk about when you go live, then this episode is going to really, really help you. And of course, as always, I'm going to give you all of my AI prompts. I'm going to give you all of the steps. It's all given to you on this episode. And then if you want the downloadables and everything, all you need to do is jump into our brand new community. Link is in the description of this, where you can jump into the community. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a piece of content and turning it into something that gets you absolutely everywhere. What would be fun actually is if I just quickly show you my stats, because I think one of the things that when we talk about being everywhere, I'm talking about being all over social media and showing up. I wanted to just give you an insight into what is my main platform right now that I'm focusing on is Facebook personal profile. Since they created professional mode, what's happened is they're pushing it as a really good chance of getting great visibility right now. It's a really good thing to have a look at. Pushing, if you're on Facebook, you're going to get a lot more than your business page currently. Just to show you in terms of my current sort of content stats, in the last 28 days, my views have gone up 3,286%. My engagement has gone up 4,734%, and I've got 19 new followers, which is lovely. And all of that is just from doing what I am sharing with you today. If you want more info on how to grow your Facebook personal profile and a full downloadable checklist of all the things to do, then last week I went through this in detail. You can go grab the downloadable in the school community, which is here. Look, the strategy lab. If you come into Classroom and you click on this, you can see turn your Facebook profile into a funnel. You have the full downloadable Facebook profile audit here for you to download that has all the steps on to follow and get that increase in visibility that I have been getting by just copying what I've been doing. I am so busy. I've got 4 children, 4 of them. I'm mad, I know. I've got 2 businesses, I've got a husband who I would love to spend time with on a daily basis. And I do spend time with on a daily basis. And life is just mad. It's just busy, chaotic. And so I don't have time personally to custom curate loads of video content. I just don't have time. So what I do is I have a piece of talking head content that I then take and create everything I need from it. And so if you've already got a podcast, a show, a Facebook Live that you're doing, then use that. If you haven't, I want to show you a trick that is going to enable you to just really quickly and easily make some content. All you need to do is head to Gemini or Claude. And let me just open this up and we'll do this together. So you're going to head to Gemini. And the reason why I like Gemini over ChatGPT for this is because it doesn't have a time cutoff date. Whereas ChatGPT, it's 2024 information. I want current, what are people Googling? What are people searching for information? So Gemini is a really good place to come to get some research on that kind of thing. Because I'm going to ask Gemini, what questions are people asking about my niche? Now, you may already know the answer to this question. I hope you do. You could just have a brainstorm. What questions have you been asked lately? Every time someone asks you a great question, bank it, put it somewhere. But the truth is, people don't actually ask what they need to ask. I don't know if you've noticed this, where people ask questions, but they're very broad questions. One way in which I've been gathering questions for years is in our Facebook group on the front door, we have a question that says, if we could answer anything for you about marketing your business, what would you want us to answer? Something along. I always find it really difficult saying, we ask a question that asks them what question they want to ask us. I'm my brain's gone funny. But yeah, so most of those questions are, how do I get clients? Where do I begin? How can I find more clients? How can I find, and it's just such a broad thing. So I want to come up with questions that people would ask if they thought of them, so that when they see it, they're like, oh yeah, I want to know the answer to that. Oh, I want to know that. And that's the kind of question I'm going for. So I'm going to paste in here. What we would do is just switch out. This is your audience, small business owners. What questions are pastry chefs, mums in business, mothers of newborns? Who's your ideal client? Drop it in there. Asking about your niche. And notice that I haven't put getting clients or building a business. I've been specific to like what I'm actually really niched into, which is what questions are small business owners asking about building a community for their business. So you want to just swap out audience and niche, and hopefully it's going to come up with something good. Right. Okay. So questions that people are asking: how do I get members to talk to each other instead of just talking to me? Nice. What content strategy works for a community versus a social media audience? How do I revive a community that's gone quiet? The crickets problem. So what's really nice about all of these questions is each one of these can be a Facebook Live that you do, or a recorded piece of content, a podcast episode, or YouTube. Like every single one of these questions you can turn into a video. And we're aiming for like 30 minutes. I like to do this in Restream. And the reason being is that in Restream, on the free version, and I'm going to give you a link that gets you like $10 in credits so that you can have a play around with some of the functions, because they've got functions where you can create clips and all kinds of things in here. But in Restream, if you haven't used it before, it's a bit like StreamYard, which is better well known. But what it does is enables you on the free account to stream to 2 platforms at the same time. So that could be YouTube and Facebook. It could be Instagram. Instagram one is a bit complicated. You have to set it up every time. Not fully recommended going live on Instagram, but we do it on the show every week. But it's a bit of a pain. Plus, with the new Instagram rules, you have to have 1,000 followers. And so, yeah, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. And if Instagram is your main platform, then great. And that's worth doing for you, then awesome. And then what you do is you go live here and it will record it. So you set everything up in here and go live. And then once you've gone live, your lives will be in the storage section under recordings. And so you'll see like, here's one I've done earlier. And we want to download the video from here. So you're going to download this video, and you can also download the transcript as well, which is really nice. But we're just basically going to grab that live raw video. Now, there are 2 ways in which we can repurpose this video. Number 1, we can repurpose it long form. Number 2, we can repurpose it short form. That's in terms of repurposing it into video content. Next, I'm bringing you an episode on how to generate a really good blog post off the back of your live. I've actually built a system that AI generates blog posts. It does the SEO research, it does everything. I'm taking the prompts from there, repurposing them for you, and I'm going to give them to you next week. So you can create really good blog posts from just 30 minutes of talking live on video. We're going to go through that next week. So that will be what the transcript will be helpful for. But for this specific one, we're just going to download the video. Now in here, you can create clips from the video as well. I haven't played around with that because I absolutely love Opus. Opus Pro is my favorite place to generate clips. And the reason being is I find that, number 1, it is affordable, and the Restream one seems a bit expensive. You get 100 clips. I don't want to pay per number of clips because you could generate a lot of shit clips. I don't want to pay per number of clips. So I prefer Opus because it gives me a ton of clips. I don't feel like I've paid for the ones I'm going to discard, because look, from this video, I've got 37 clips. I'm only going to keep 5 of them probably, because a lot of them are going to be crap. What we do then is we come into Opus, and you're going to drop your link or your video file here. You can drop links like a YouTube link, but it has to be accessible to Opus. There's no point dropping the Restream link. It's hidden behind a login authentication barrier. They won't be able to access it. So you've got to upload it as a video here. So then you press get clips in one click. And essentially what it's going to do is spit out a shitload of clips for you. So as I've said, I've got 37 clips here, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to watch these and see which ones are good and which ones aren't. Opus gives you a score of how well it thinks it will do. And they're delivered to you in order of score from high to low. But don't fall for it necessarily, because I found some great clips like all the way down at the bottom, and some at the top have not been that great. I can have a watch of that and see if I like it and I think it's a valuable video. What I'm going to do from there is I'm actually just going to publish straight to social media. But what I'm not going to do is use the caption that Opus gives us, because it's a bit of block text with some hashtags that aren't really that important anymore. There's no call to action and it's not in my voice. So the whole thing is a little bit meh. So what I'm going to do, if I've decided that I'm going to use this one, I'm going to take this. And what I love is this context. So you've got two things here. You've got context about the video, and then you've got transcript. So I want to take the context and the transcript, and I'm going to use my own prompt that I use that turns this into a caption. But basically, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it into ChatGPT. And let me just walk you through kind of roughly what I would say if I was creating that prompt from scratch. I want you to take the following transcript from a clip which has been taken out of a longer video. It's a highlight clip. And I want you to write a Facebook post to go with this clip. The Facebook post needs to hook the reader/watcher in with a clickbaity, compelling first sentence that emotionally connects to the ideal client for this video. And then I want you to use the transcript to create a caption, and then I want you to have a call to action that drives people to go and watch the full episode on YouTube and links them in with the YouTube link that I will give you below. So I will systemize that so that basically I have the same prompt that I use for every single one. So I just like grab the video, copy the transcript, pop it in here, stick it with the prompt, press enter, and then it's going to give me the caption. And I probably recommend having like your voice guide in there. I mean, ChatGPT knows me now. It knows how I speak. It knows kind of how to write. Okay, so let's see what it's given me. What if the reason your Facebook isn't growing is because you're using it like it's still 2021? Facebook has basically handed us a cheat code and hardly anyone is using it. In the clip you're about to watch, I break down the exact tweak I made that sent my Facebook account into absolute liftoff. I'm talking a 2000% increase in views, blah, blah, blah. This is great. And then at the bottom, just want to check the call to action. If you want to see the full episode and get every step properly explained, it's waiting for you on YouTube. Watch full episode here. Boom. I like that. What do you guys think? Now, one little thing though, is that links in captions kill reach. Your audience may push the post anyway because they're commenting, they're liking, and that's great. I am undecided whether I believe putting link in first comment is any better. I'm like, surely Facebook can see the first comment was from you and you're trying to cheat it, and you're trying to cheat the algorithm by putting it in the first comment instead of the caption. I think it must be smart enough to know that. But I'm still kind of doing that sometimes. But when I'm doing it, I'm thinking, I need to check if this is even worth doing, because I've got a feeling that it's not going to make a difference. So you need to weigh it up. Do I really care whether people are going to click on and watch the YouTube video? Do I want to drive traffic there? Is that a priority for me? If I'm trying to drive sales to a low ticket thing or trying to drive members to the school community, that's going to take priority. Is the YouTube video watching going to take priority? And I'm like, well, yeah, it is, because if they go watch the YouTube video, then that's going to drive people to the school community. So strategically, it makes sense to do. But I wouldn't just put a link to your website. You're like, if you want to learn more about me, here's the link to my website, because it's not a specific call to action that's going to give you really anything off the back of it. Then I'm going to go to publish to social. Now, one really flipping annoying situation is that even though Facebook has professional mode, it still doesn't have the open API kind of access for scheduling to personal profile. You still have to do that manually. However, you didn't used to be able to schedule at all. So if this is where you're learning that you can schedule to personal profile now, you are welcome. We can just do this test, and then we go next, and then you'll see that you can now schedule to personal profile. You just can't use a scheduling tool. A lot of analytics tools and AI stuff, you just can't link anything to your personal profile. But I think you will be able to soon. Surely it's coming soon. So I'm waiting for it. Please let me know if you find out before I do. Let me know, because I really want to know. So we're going to put our copy in there, and then put your business page, your professional Instagram account, LinkedIn. Yeah, it's a bit of LinkedIn. Why not? And it's going to ask you for the copy individually. That's the really annoying thing about it, is you've got to put it in. And the really annoying thing about it, this is why we outsource things to assistants, guys, is that it doesn't add line breaks. So if you don't come in and do this manually, it's not going to add any line breaks. And then what's going to happen is you're going to post block text to social media, and no one's going to read it. And it doesn't matter what you did with the call to action. It's not going to call anyone to action, because they're going to need to put sunglasses on. So essentially, we need to do that. And I think I'm pretty certain that if I copy this and then paste it into, it's not going to do the line breaks. No, I've tried loads of things. I've tried putting 2 line breaks, doesn't work. So you have to do it individually for each one, which is a pain in the ass. But it's worth it, because the copy is so much better than what Opus gives us. I haven't used this regenerate copy thing. It might be that it's good. I don't know. Have a play around with it. Every time I come into Opus, there's a new feature. And so there should be in this day and age. So then we're going to choose when we're going to schedule it. And then that is going to just push that copy out everywhere else. So that is how I am showing up everywhere from one piece of content. I had someone ask me not that long ago, they're like, Cordelia, why are you doing Facebook lives? Facebook aren't pushing live anymore. It's all about the reels. And I'm like, I do not have time to custom create reels. I also do not have the will to custom create reels. It will just never happen. So what I love about going live is this is holding me accountable. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m., I have to come up with some really flipping helpful content that is then going to become clips and show up everywhere. And it's actually a multifaceted strategy. That's not the only reason why I'm doing this, is to create clips, because we've already got shitloads of clips coming out of the Rebellious Business Show. There's webinars that I'm doing and training that I'm doing that I can get clips from. So it's not the only reason why I'm doing this, but it is a really nice bonus. And, if you were marketing back in, well, not even that long ago, 5 years ago plus, less than that, flipping out. I discovered Opus in 2023, I think. So, if you were marketing before that, even trying to get transcripts for videos like 5-10 years ago was a flipping nightmare. Like, someone would be typing them up on rev.com and you'd be paying them per minute. It's just ridiculous. So to have this ability to do this now, is just amazing. It's amazing. I'm like one of those old people going, in my day, you don't know how hard it was. It was so hard. But it was, okay? It really was. We had to work really hard to get our videos repurposed. Custom editing takes so long. You have to watch the whole thing and go, oh, that's a good clip. Yeah, I'm going to snip that bit out. And then you've got to export it to a new thing. And then you've got to export it to the computer. Oh my God, that would take hours.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So essentially it never happened. This Opus thing is amazing. It just enables us to create so much content. Now, I really want to go through with you not only how to repurpose a 30-minute video into clips, but also how to turn it into a podcast episode, how to turn it into a blog post, how to turn it into social media posts that you actually easily create images for without spending ages on Canva coming up with ways to create a fresh image for this and a fresh image for that. I mean, I love Canva and I love design, but I will easily spend hours on Canva, and that is a whole half day gone just creating one little post that I look at later and I'm like, oh, that's a bit shit actually. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but I'm not going to cram it all into one episode. So next week I'm going to show you how to turn this into a blog post, but I'm going to give you some seriously shit hot commands. These are prompts that have taken me hours to hone. My blog generator took me about 20 to 50 hours to create. But for today, just to keep this grounded into today, I'm going to give you the whole Opus walkthrough of how to do that, how to publish those posts, but they're going to give you the ChatGPT commands that I use. and the whole step-by-step process. It's going to be in the school community. You can jump in for a free trial so that you get today's, last week's, and the week before's resources for nothing. And it's cordeliakate.com/school. You've got all the resources in from the previous weeks in there. There's loads of stuff I want to make for you. I'm like just chomping at the bit. There's a few good things coming. Let me know if you've got any questions. I would love to answer them. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you this time next week. Lots of love. Bye.